I swear that orchestra sounds better and better every time they play that song. Good afternoon. Welcome everybody to CROW LAX TV's presentation of the of the RMLL Tier 2 Junior B Provincials, live from the Brentwood Sportsplex in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Dave Stanish along for the ride with you one more time as the crew rotates once again. Everybody moves to the left, so Simon's on the camera. Camera 2 in the tech, and Anand, the superstar of the lacrosse community, is handling the big camera today. We welcome you to Game 3 of the round robin, Southern Alberta Chaos and the Sylvan Lake Yettis. The Chaos are in the gray to the right. The Yettis are in the blue to the left. Chaos will give up the opening possession, and we're on our way. 3 periods of 20 minutes each, and the Chaos are going to get the opening possession. 0-0. Devin Shar in the nets for Sylvan Lake, as you may have expected. We'll tell you more about him as the game continues and the night continues. Trying to drive from the right side. Gabriel Dobbs, number 5, Michael Dick. 50 goals this year. Certainly a dangerous man to keep an eye out for. 156 assists. To the near side, 20 on a refreshed shot clock. Trying to make a move to the outside is Dick. Nothing to the inside, 12 on the clock. Trying to go past the double team off the shoulder of Jacob Crozier. And it's 4 seconds remaining for South Alberta. They are from Tabor, and they are undefeated this year. 14-2 this year. 14-2 versus 13-3. Sylvan Lake, their only 3 losses have come against the team they lost to last night, the Lloydminster Extreme, and this team. These teams saw each other on Game 2 of the regular season, 14-9 back on May 3rd during the crossover. Going right to left, crossing over the halfway line. Trying to make a move is Dagrin Barr. He'll drop it off and surrender it at the same time. 2 of the nicest jerseys I've seen in a long time. These Sylvan Lake jerseys are outstanding, especially the orange ones that a lot of their fans are wearing right behind us. You'll hear them one way or the other once we progress over the next 60 minutes. Sylvan Lake's first possession, driving through, crossing in, trying to go low corner, a couple of tries outside that white barrier line, and big saves back and forth for Cameron Greenlee, again, who you'd expect to start. 562 GAA, 871 save percentage. Both outstanding no matter what level of lacrosse you are. If you're under 6 and over 800, you're doing all the right things. Again, 14-2 South Alberta Chaos against Sylvan Lake's 13-3, and there's the opening goal of the day. Bit of traffic. Hard for Shar to see it. And we'll get some details on the RockyMountainLax.com website. If you're with us live, and we hope you are, click on the View Live link from that scroll and hit refresh every time something happens. And we'll get you the details on that opening goal. Chaos won yesterday. Sylvan Lake lost yesterday. Chaos would love to secure their spot in the final on Holiday Monday if they can get it done this afternoon, and then maybe dress some reserves tomorrow when they play the Extreme. The other 2 teams in this tournament, the Calgary Wranglers, the hosts, top 2 in the south, top 2 in the north, and this is the Wranglers' home. And there is not a seat to be had anywhere in this Brentwood arena, and they have been terrific hosts for us as day 2, Game 3 gets underway. Try to make an outside move. Pass to the near side. Robichaud, Devin, the older brother. He'll graduate. He's 21. Whoa! Sylvan Lake got burned by that yesterday. They didn't want to happen again today. South Alberta's first goal was Devin Robichaud from Materi and Austin Sheen. Sheen was 69 goals and 123 points during the regular season. And again, it's about a 90% possession for the South Alberta Chaos in gray. Going the opposite way, right to left. Little scoop shot. Cut off nicely. Shar doing all the right things in the Sylvan Lake nets. And now his team's going to get a chance with a fresh 30-second shot clock. Right here on CROW LAX, we're so glad you're with us, and you've been with us all season long on the Junior B Tier 1 side, and we're glad to get some Tier 2 in here at Brentwood. A lot of the same faces we saw yesterday, especially the volunteers who've done a great job. Trying to cut to the outside, now to the back end. That one will not connect to the stick, and it'll be technically an over and back call before the shot clock officially runs out. And it's a refresh and a redo for Southern Alberta Chaos. Out of the Tabor area, that one just missed slightly. Top shelf, that goes in. And number 2's got the second one. That's Connor Materi, 34 during the regular year. His second point of the day. Just 4:35 into the matchup. And the Chaos rewarded with 2 goals. Sylvan Lake led their divisional opponents, Lloydminster, 4-2 and 7-5 after the first and second periods, then gave up all 6 of the goals that occurred in the third period, losing 11-7. But it was tied near the end. Chaos defeating the Calgary Wranglers to officially become the Sidney Grant South playoff champions. They had the trophy presentation and everything last night. Check out those archives if you wish. They'll be there just like the rest of the season. Trying to cut back to the outside off the wing. That one is a formal shot clock violation. Trying to go to the left foot of the goalkeeper, Cameron Devonshire. That one will be held on and grabbed. Shot clock still running. And now resets. Little shimmy shake. As Sylvan Lake goes left to right. Makes a move. Great fake. Excellent work. No luck for Tosh Marshall. He scored last night. Now his defensive specialist teammates are going to have to cover him. Aiden Teamstra watching his man very carefully. Now it's Devin. Dash is 17. He'll be 18 later this summer. It's the year you turn 21. That's your last year in Junior B. Then you play seniors. Seniors is 22 and above. This is 17 to 21. Watching very carefully was Devin Robichaud, trying to intercept something from the goaltender. I'm going to start soccer in a couple of weeks. I'm already getting back to keeper, and season hasn't even started yet. Robichaud assisting on the goal from Materi. That one over the top. Nice rebound control. It'll slide in, and we'll have our first call of the game. Sylvan Lake took 13 penalties last night, including 2 double minors. Be a slashing call against Devin Robichaud, number 6. Sylvan Lake will have a shot on the man advantage. Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League, Junior B Tier 2 Provincial Championships right here in Calgary. Of course, the Tier 1s are going on in the north. In even years, the South hosts the 2s and the North hosts the 1s, and back and forth. That one off the toe. Greenlee had to be very careful. Now it's a mad search for it. And we've seen some big collisions, both legal and illegal, over the first 2 games. And now some conversation and a little bit more. Landon Sigverson didn't like what was happening to him on the near side boards. He'll smile to the referee, but it looks like it's going to be coincidentals. I think the referee is going to want to cut off a lot of what they saw last night early. Not allow any individual situations to escalate and just send them off. Those will cancel each other out since there's already somebody in the box. And those scorekeepers on the other side have a lot to work, a lot to do, and a lot to keep track of, especially when there's multiple men in both boxes, and especially when they're jaw-jacking back and forth at each other. Power play for Sylvan Lake in the blue. 2 tries, 2 big saves on that corner. The right shoulder of Greenlee getting some exposure. Quickly collected and a fresh 30. 56 on the power play. Big bounce, these generous boards and these generous lacrosse balls. They come right out of a package. You take the plastic off and you throw them into live play. Then they become practice balls for the Wranglers for 2026. Possession for the Chaos on the far left side, trying to burn off most of the last 42 seconds of this disadvantage that they have, killing that penalty. Final summary with penalties will be on the website at the conclusion of the contest. Trying to go to the extreme outside with 5 seconds. No luck for number 2, Connor Materi. He had 2 last night in the win against the Wranglers. 11-8 was the count. 8-8 with 4 minutes to go. 3 consecutive goals. Robichaud Dick and Matisho, finished it off. But it was an extremely competitive game throughout, and this place was rocking for both games. Quick sprint for Sylvan Lake. Nice save off the edge of the stick. Opportunity for number 8, Keegan Landry. And now right to left. Chaos 9 minutes into the contest, still leading 2-0. Some physicality on the far side. Trying to make something happen is Colton Litke. We'll have Calgary and Lloydminster coming up at 8 o'clock on a separate stream. Apologize for any confusion last night. The website said 8:30, but the handout said 8 o'clock, so there was a bit of confusion. But we just went with what the referees and both teams were prepared for. And both games, well, especially that 8:30 game, was excellent and very, very loud, even though the Calgary team played in the opener. Collisions on both sides of the floor, both near and far. And we're back to 5-on-5. Chaos, Austin Sheen, 69 plus 54 for 123 points during the regular season. Taking some punishment, but absorbing it. Again was Litke. The drive to the net and another slashing call will occur. Halfway through the opening period. That's going to go against Seth Rosentreter, number 10. A lot of physicality, a lot of penalty minutes in this building and up in the Tier 1 Provincials as well with our crew from CROW LAX. We encourage you to flip back and forth. Couple of quick shots, some crazy deflections, and terrific stops from Devin Shar trying to limit the lead down to 2. We've got immediate timeout. We'll be right back. Sure. Two amazing saves for Devin Shar, and he took a well-deserved break just to talk to his coaches and get a shot of water and just take the helmet off for a few seconds. And that's just in the first 15 seconds of this PK for Sylvan Lake. Tabor, Sylvan Lake, Lloydminster, and Calgary in this Junior B Tier 2. Provincial tournament for 2025. Over the top, blocked in front. You can see Crozier standing basically right on the white line to prevent and help defensively, but he doesn't want to screen his goaltender at the same time. 6 mid-range shot, and it's in. You can see it right down the barrel of the camera. Austin Sheen adds to his totals. It's a power play goal at 10:43. Terrific work on the faceoff. And again, the Chaos come up with it. Said 80-90% of the possession has been theirs. Cameron Greenlee's had to come up solidly a couple of times, but has basically just been a spectator. Again, these teams saw each other back the opening weekend. That one's going to sneak by Shar off his shoulder and skip its way into the top of the net. And already the Chaos trying to create some right now. Give the third goal to Sheen, we knew that. Third point to Devin Robichaux. Assist to Michael Dick, number 5. And we'll get the details on the fourth goal in just a moment. Seemed to be the issue with Shar last night. Just lost a bit of confidence as the game went on. Especially when his teammates couldn't help him out with any offensive production of their own in the third period. Yetti have gone at least 32 minutes without a goal from last night over to tonight. Again, some wide passes and some great catches. Snapping through off the shoulder. That's why the shoulder pads are so gigantic, is because most of the shots you're going to see are going to be in that region. Some of the holes they managed to find to sneak a ball through just amaze me over time. There's an example of it right there. Sylvan Lake will break their 30-minute goalless streak and get one on the board. The last Chaos goal coming from Materi, his second of the day. I like how they have them distinguished. The team name is CHAOS, but they've got a nickname KOS for the graphics and the stats program, which is kind of perfect when you think about it. Sylvan Lake's first goal of the day from Elliot Wise, 42 in the year. And that'll certainly boost their confidence, but they'll have certainly something to talk about in that first intermission. Especially if they want a shot at the gold medal game on Monday. 5-8 tonight, 5-8 tomorrow, 11-2 on Championship Monday. Sprinting, shooting, again off that shoulder protection. Looks like a call in between where everybody was gathering and trying to cut off the center lane to the net. Another opportunity for Sylvan Lake on the man advantage. All four fan bases have been very loud and encouraging. I think a 4-goal difference before it became 4-1 was the highest we had seen in these 2+ games so far. Sylvan Lake wants to prevent that. Cutting it through to the right, trying to get inside the arm. Good look for Javon Munro. He'd be a target for a pass. He's got 42 this year. Surviving the crunch is Dash Robichaud, the younger brother. You see everything happening. Just the physicality and the battle for possession. And trying to remove time off the PK. Chaos want to use that disadvantage. Snipping it through, trying to go over inside the bar. No luck for Devin Robichaud, number 6. 51 seconds remaining on the power play. The penalty time is on the wrong side of the board, but we'll try to make it work for you anyway. Schar's going to pull for an extra man with these last 12 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to find some extra space, 6-on-4. That goes way wide, and it's going to roll for an over and back, which gives Schar plenty of time to get back into the net. Not a bad idea, trying to create some extra lanes, some extra angles. But that shot about 5 feet off target. Another call against the home team on the big board. Well, that's what it is. Home and guests are on the wrong side. Sylvan Lake is the guest on the under the screen, but they're the home team on the scoreboard. That would explain it. 2-man advantage for another 8 seconds. Snap through. Again, cutting off that lane perfectly, lowering his left leg, was Greenlee. The 6-on-4 they always wanted. Baseline, cut through. One-timer didn't connect, or the quick stick as they like to call it in this sport. Snap through the underhand, seen all the way by Greenlee of the Chaos. Now his teammate from end to end, trying to go lower right. And cut off smartly by Devin Schar as the PK continues. Hacking and whacking, he's inside 4 guys, and somehow Carter Foote has held on to possession He wants to burn these last 20 seconds off the shot clock. But eventually, just to save his body from any more damage, surrenders possession. Five on four for another 30 seconds. Another quick stick attempt will fly over the stick. And now they'll break through. Short-handed South Alberta Chaos from Tabor. The gray and red with the black numerals. Their last loss was July 12th to the Axemen. They've been undefeated ever since. But they're not going to lead by as much. That's a power play goal for Sylvan Lake. Faking high, going low. Gage Foley. One yesterday, one today. And that's 2 in a row for the Yettis. With 3:30 to go on the big board. If Sylvan Lake and Calgary can get the wins today, then we basically create semifinals tomorrow. If the Chaos and Lloydminster win, we basically create exhibition games tomorrow, because the games on Sunday will be exact duplicates of what the gold and bronze will be on Monday. And wanting to get to the gold game, terrific pass, terrific execution. Connor Materi has his third of the day. Third of the period. Monroe being given credit for the second goal for Sylvan Lake. Illegal face-off against Ryder Douglas. And he'll stay on. And now he'll be part of offense. As more specialists join the action. Inside 3 minutes and a 5-2 game. Most offensive first period we've seen so far this weekend. And happy long weekend, everybody. It's humid in this Brentwood Arena. The players are definitely feeling it. So are the fans, right through the sticks. Oh boy, how did that stay out? Follow the bouncing ball. The referees have heard it from these fans all week, but that gentleman was right there to watch the entire ball not cross the entire line. That's why they want to keep that nice and clean. Even strength. Getting surrounded quickly and giving it up. Not much Elliot Wise could do. Loose ball taken away. And Landon Sigvason will recover the ball. They'd love to cut the deficit before the first intermission. Snapshot off the leg padding. And a quick right to left. Chaos fans not getting too high, not getting too low. If something big happens, we know we'll hear from them. Far side. Kirchhoff. Lots of maneuvering. Lots of places to go with it. Blocked in front partially, but it did reach the keeper. Recovered by the Chaos. And it's between the leg and the stick. And it is converted. That's 6 in the period. Materi had 3. Eight goals already here in period 1. Off the boards. Well, didn't quite reach, but nice job from Keegan Landry to find it in the lights. Now he's going to drive. Quick shot. Another big, generous bounce. And again, some close marking, as we like to say in soccer. Wasting no time for the Yetti off a fresh reset. More collisions, more revenge. Parker Forrest, the captain, takes his man for a ride. And he'll go to the box. Most recent goal for the Chaos by Dash Robichaux. He scored one yesterday, one today. Kind of an unnecessary penalty to be taken. And our towel man's out. Hope we're not going to run into any rain issues. It's supposed to rain for the next 2.5 days while this tournament is going on, which will certainly not help the humidity in the building. But I did a national championship about 10 years ago where we literally did have rain delays because the rain was so hard that it leaked through the roof and onto the field floor, whatever you want to call it. And myself and my partner were just like, we still talk about it to this day, 10, 12 years later, how we had a rain delay in an indoor building. But that building eventually got renovated, and we haven't had to worry about it since. And I'm sure we won't have any issues here at Brentwood either. 20 to go in the big period. Sylvan Lake doesn't want to give South Alberta any chance to sprint back to the other side. Goalie's out. 5 people to pass it to. 4, 3. Bit of a collision. Quick shot. Good vision from Sylvan Lake to try to find it after the initial pass was deflected away, but they find themselves down 6-2 after the first period. South Alberta Chaos would love to book their spot in the championship game, and they're 40 minutes away from doing so. Stick around, 20 down, 40 to go, but this intermission in between. All right, welcome back. 6-2 after one. The Chaos have a 90 seconds to kill on their latest penalty. 3 goals for number 2, Connor Materi, in that first period. The 2 responses from Sylvan Lake came from 13, Javon Monroe, and number 2, also Elliot Weiss. Lots of action in the penalty boxes as well. There wasn't a lot of 5-on-5 in that Sylvan Lake game, especially in the second half yesterday. Just penalty after penalty after penalty between themselves and Lloydminster. We'll see how that turns out this time. I don't know if there's chalkboards in the arena, in the dressing rooms, but I'm sure Sylvan Lake had some stuff they wanted to set up positionally. As the teams will switch ends. And we are ready to rock and roll one more time. Provincials, Day 2, Game 3. Junior B, Tier 2. And Sylvan Lake with the power play will take the opening faceoff and begin. Near side. A little back and forth to the wing. Crossing through. Blocked in front smartly by the defense. Second try about a foot wide. And Southern Alberta Chaos take possession with 55 to go on their PK. Not a lot of seats left here at Brentwood Arena. These teams travel well from Tabor, from Sylvan Lake, and from Lloyd. Chaos in no particular hurry here. 7 on the shot clock. Trying to make something happen is Michael Dick. 50 plus 56 during the regular season, and he's just very happy to let that one ride. Ten seconds to get down the floor. So just 15 to work with on the man advantage for Sylvan Lake. Yetti's in chaos. Bad deflection. Sylvan Lake's going to have to get their defensive specialist back on the floor on the long run. Nice work from Brady Weaselfat to collect that one and then drop it off. Another unlucky bounce. Things have been bouncing off sticks all afternoon long. And there's another example, these lively lacrosse balls. A lot of giveaways and takeaways. Chaos, shake and bake. No luck for Michael Dick. 2 goals and 3 assists yesterday. Crossing it through. Materi. Dash Robichaux in the middle of it all as well, but they will surrender. Setting defensive signals are the Chaos. Jacob Crozier. And if you weren't with us at the beginning, the Yetti have lost only 3 games all year. 1 to these guys and 2 to the team they played last season. Or last night, excuse me. The Lloydminster Extreme. They won every other game, including playoffs. Striking it through, just staying inside the boundary line, was Elliot Weiss, but he couldn't convert on the far end. Quick sprint the other way for Michael Dick, number 5. His teammate will get knocked down. Fresh 30, but no penalty. As play continues. Carter Kirkhoff takes the licking but keeps on ticking. He'll drive to the net. They can't reach it to him, so he'll have to go chasing and couldn't collect that one. And Sylvan Lake will take possession from behind the net. Hacking and whacking. The shoulder pads doing their job. Gage Foley couldn't make anything work. Now it's a quick sprint the other way. All the time in the world. Carter Foot off the top of the pad. And Devin Shar, again, confidence has been an issue for him over the last couple of periods. Last night and today. That will certainly help, especially on a wide open breakaway. That hit right into your living room. And we're glad you're with us, both live and on demand, right here on CROW LAX. The North guys are taking care of the Tier 1 Provincials, while we take care of the Tier 2s right here in Cowtown. 6-2 with 4:13 gone in period 2. Sylvan Lake swept the last year's champions, the Lakeland Heat, to get here. Shar, 645 GAA and an 810 save percentage during the regular season. Fresh 30 for the Chaos. Off the wing. Another mishandle. Referee avoids players on both hips, and they'll just tap it ahead. And Sylvan Lake will grab the loose ball. That's an NLL Hall of Famers, and their number one statistic is loose ball recoveries. Austin Griffith started the process. Now he'll go to the bench, but there is a delayed penalty. Again, against the Chaos in gray. Yetti coach is not happy. Hunter Thudium is the head coach. Jared Kapner, the head coach for the Chaos. Nice to wear shorts and a golf shirt on the bench instead of a three-piece suit like during the winter. Both teams are going to get a chance to chat with their coaches and just take a break, get some water while the referees sort this out. One in the scorer's box just to be on the safe side as well. You just never know what could happen. Again, the Tier 1 Provincials continue up in the north, and we'll have our 8 o'clock game here later tonight when Calgary plays Lloydminster. Jacob Crozier and Devin Robichaud into the chat. The arm was up for a delayed penalty. The Sylvan Lake net was empty, and interestingly enough, 3 or 4 of the Chaos players are chatting with Shar right now. Looks like it's going to be well, 11 from Sylvan Lake is going to go off. Grady Johannesson. As both coaching staffs get the explanation from the officials. Devin Robichaud in the center floor, ready to start whatever is going to happen here. It's a Sylvan Lake penalty. That call's been called a few times already today. You've expected more in April than you would in August. There, it's in! Bottom left corner. The baseline drive off the edge. And it's a power play goal, just a dozen or so seconds into the advantage. First goal of the period comes over 5 minutes into it, considering the rapidity of goals that we saw in the first. Again, RockyMountainLAX.com. Click on the Go Live and hit refresh every time something like that happens. And we'll get the details on that goal for you in just a moment. Right beside the camera along the boards here at Brentwood Arena. A lot of body heat in the building. And it's the largest lead of the day and the largest lead for anybody this week as the Chaos try to manage defensively. Elliot Weiss comes very close. And that one takes a crazy bounce. That's why you want to make sure the floor is as clean as possible, especially around the nets, where something like a crumb could be landed on by the ball and take a completely crazy bounce. Some physicality in the center lane. Does reach the goaltender. 6 minutes gone here in this second period. Sylvan Lake's never been able to really turn around the momentum. You can see it right there. All the hacking and whacking. Bit of revenge from Carter Foote. I don't know how Foote doesn't have 2 broken wrists right now based on what we just saw. Again, that's why the equipment is as expensive as it is because it's to make sure that players don't have broken wrists. And then a rough for the retaliation, but it looks like both guys are going to go off. The goal for the Chaos from Dash Robichaud. That's his second of the day and second in a row as the Chaos led 4-2. Now they lead 7-2. And we're going to play some 4-on-4. Again, it was just a few feet away from the camera. You could see how the double team was being handled by the Yetti and how Carter Foote eventually retaliated. Some close marking and a great shot off the screen. Landon Sigvason closes the gap. You could see the one-on-one man-to-man defense. Just a slight screen off the teammate, and Sigvason was able to not fool Greenlee, but get a ball to him in the angle he wouldn't have expected. And again, it's going to be these small steps for Sylvan Lake. They want to avoid the bronze medal game tomorrow. They may need to get some help from the Wranglers both today and tomorrow if they can possibly get into a scenario where it's 3-0, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. And again, we'll have that 8 o'clock game between Lloyd and Calgary to close out our day. Most of the tournaments Simon and Anand and I do are like 3 or 4 or 5 sessions a day, so just having 2 is a nice change of pace. Over a minute to go in the 4-on-4. Over the top. Right off the toe of the keeper, Mr. Greenlee. Again, trying to make a move. Mid-range. Pads do their job. Sylvan Lake's controlled pretty much all of this 4-on-4. Trying to break through on the inside. Nowhere to go. Stepping in was Cale Street. He knew he couldn't have released inside the zone. So he just released surrendered possession instead. Just about 8 minutes gone in a productive and fun second period. Maybe both of these fan bases destroyed their throats last night from all the cheering and referee commenting that occurred. Snapshot off the edge of the stick. Top shoulder doesn't connect either. A couple of nice saves in a row for Devon Shar. Both teams wasting no time going from end to end. This time it's Briar Silger. Again, he'll release and go back to the bench. Cutting it through, again off the padding. Fresh 30 for Sylvan Lake, who certainly seemed to build some momentum here. We're back to 5-on-5. And that's going to be an over and back call. Because even if the player catches it, he catches it on the opposite side of the center line. And doesn't give his team as easily an opportunity to change for defensive specialists. Again, a little back and forth. Michael Dick trying to make something happen. Double team takes his possession away, but his team maintains. Another generous bounce, second try. And that one will go in. Shar, sort of at the mercy of the gods of rebounds, didn't know where it was coming from and where it was going. And once he realized that it was going behind him, it was too late. The 5-goal lead is restored. Again, Sigvason has the Sylvan Lake marker in this period. Hacking and whacking away, but nice interception. And again, the very busy Carter Foote out of the box a moment ago. Couldn't receive the give and go. Ball lost on the slash from behind, the legal one. And that allowed South Alberta's 14, Parker Force, to collect and then immediately release. Again, very basketball style for this sport. It's the combination of everything you could think of. There's hockey strategy, there's basketball strategy, there's soccer strategy, and then they're shooting the ball all the way down to a guy who's just waiting for it. And he'll draw the penalty. Number 2, Connor Materi, the most dangerous man in the building, was standing 200 feet from his net. And Greenlee saw him, if no one else did. Got a shot away. Couldn't convert it, but there was a cross check during that process. And Sylvan Lake will have to kill another penalty. Hudson Elgert will go off. Trying to go off the edge, big bounce, nicely read. And again, you see it right in front of you. Tavin Sawyer trying to take a couple of chances on the PK. And they're going to blow this down. It'll be our mid-period break. And both teams will get a chance to relax, and so will we. We'll see in about 60 seconds. All right. Second half of the period starts up. And again, Sylvan Lake much better in the face-off dot in this period than they were in period 1. Killing a penalty. Chaos not under any tremendous panic, simply based on the score. Sylvan Lake, Elliot Weiss. Someone crashed into the net, dislodging it. But a big collision. And Greenlee will put the net back where it belongs. To the edge, behind the net. All 5 will have touched it. Center line release. Off the goalie and out of bounds. Fresh 30. Power play for another 41 seconds. Little out step, but it'll roll. And a nice interception. Right to left. Jacob Crozier doing an excellent job. That's the thing with the man advantage. When you don't have possession, you can double team the ball carrier because everyone else is covered, but you have that 2-on-1 extra man advantage. Big collision behind the net. Nice and legal. Some more conversation behind. Clock stops. A warning to both teams. But terrific work from the captain. Captain's doing what captains do, as I like to say. Crozier. He's there. That one wide of the post, wide of the glove, and a tremendous bounce. We haven't seen anything go off the roof yet. Chance. And the net gets dislodged again. Hudson Elgert trying to go one-on-one. He wasn't planning on running into the post with his arm. And the 5-on-5, for as limited as it was, will stop. Push from behind. Sylvan Lake slowly but surely here. We'll need to find at least 5 in the next 27 minutes. A double minor. This could be a huge opportunity. It's a double minor 4-minute power play. Tosh Marshall, 23 during the year, 1 last night. Adjusting to the wing. Bit of a misfire. It's loose in front. Little backhander doesn't connect. A loose chance off the bounce. You thought hockey pucks bounce smartly off these back boards. Lacrosse balls are 10 times the bounce. Looks like they repainted the walls. That one over the top. Trying to go opposite corner. No luck. A fresh 30 for Sylvan Lake. 3 minutes to go in this double minor. Hit from behind. Caused it. Player's going to trip and fall and hang on to possession, though. Only for the moment. And again, that's why you have 3 officials on the floor. Just to be able to see anything and everything that's happening all at once. 6:20 in period 2. Again, quick, rapid passes just outside the line. Couple of looks for Tosh Marshall. And he's drawn a penalty, or his team has. And Cameron Greenlee, as fast as he can, gets to the net, gets to his home players bench. Another hit from behind. Possibly another arm goes up. Silger trying to knock it away. .210 on the first penalty. And this looks like 2 more. Interference and cross-checking. All right, so we know what this means. Coincidentals. Holy doodle. Central Alberta Chaos has 1 player in the box. Sylvan Lake has 2 players in the box. As we're waiting for the timekeepers to clean this up. Again, the scoreboard is opposite to the bench assignments. But the team with 3 has 2 on the board, penalties on the board, and the team with 8 currently does not. Got to call the Tier 1 Provincials last year up in Airdrie, and same August long weekend, and despite it being the top teams against each other, it just amazed me how many 4-minute double minors and 5-minute majors we saw, and how that all had to be sorted out by the timekeepers, who are probably just used to hockey and not as crazy as lacrosse can be sometimes when it's really physical. That's why you have the 4th official in the box. And now everything seems to be sorted, because it was the initial double minor against Central Alberta, but then 2 against Sylvan Lake for those 2 separate incidents. So it's 4 versus 3 now. And we'll let the clocks sort themselves out with 5:27 to go on the big board. As you can see, the breakdown on the scoreboard to our far left. Sylvan Lake trails by 5. They have 1 fewer man on the floor. It's going to take a few more extra shakes and bakes and ducks and dives. But Elliot Weiss could not hang on to possession, which is going to give the Chaos an opportunity at the other end. Parker Forrest converts. And may have tweaked his knee. Hit that rewind button to find out for sure. A lot of friends and family, they said they played hockey. They tried lacrosse for 1 summer, and they just said it was too physical. They couldn't handle it and just kept playing hockey. Now we're back to 4-on-4. It is 9-3 Chaos. Some conversations between the benches. And a whistle. We're still playing some 4-on-4. .437 to go in period 2 on a 6-goal differential. Crossing through nicely off the stick. Of course, the same half-court violation that there is in basketball. Saw that called a couple of times last night, but in August, you're not going to see it as often as you would in April or May. High catch. Couldn't connect for Michael Dick. Not too worried about it, though, on a 4-on-4. Again, in a high catch. These guys can jump, but maybe not that high. Inside. Greenlee still has to be sharp here. Little kick out. Double team. Nice move. Great attempt from Monroe. Faked the double team to go up and then rotated to his right and got a good opportunity. Snapping. Terrific quick stick. Excellent feed from Materi to Sheen. Austin not on the scoreboard as much, even though he got the most recent goal for the Chaos. In front, and he scored. They score again. Michael Dick this time. Again, finding a seemingly impossibly small hole to fit it in, but fitting it in nonetheless. Three consecutive goals by the Chaos. Sheen, Forrest, and Dick. It's a converted touchdown now. Some revenge, some teammates sticking up for teammates. Taking a hard hit was Keegan Landry, but he'll stay in until his normal rotation. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sylvan Lake played this team tough, 14-9 back on May 3rd, before the teams went exclusively off the crossover north-south to playing within their division. And the Yettis having the same struggles. Not being able to get revenge against teams that they lost to, losing both to the extreme during the regular season, and then another last night, and seemingly the same thing right now, but still 22 minutes remaining in the matchup. And we'll have a quick towel break. This building, the home of the Wranglers in Tier 2 and the Calgary Chill in Tier 1. Had to get here early just to make sure there was a parking space. And a high five from the coaching staff. Imagine how sweaty these jerseys are. Again, guys just juggling on their feet right now. Whistle goes for a violation. Jumping around like Mexican jumping beans. Nobody able to keep 2 feet flat on the floor. Inside of 2 minutes here in period 2. On a slight bounce. Trapped in the equipment, only temporarily, for Cameron Greenlee, who's had a very solid game in the Chaos net. Taking a sprint, trying to go down low. Chaos may have found the blind spot for Shar. His left arm certainly isn't that. Solid save for him just a moment ago. And again, Jacob Crozier-Baker doesn't seem as comfortable as he was a moment ago. Players falling all over the floor, not even being helped by an opponent. Again, more sprawling down, more physicality. Oh boy, incidents on 2 different areas, including right in front of the net. Sylvan Lake player down in front of his bench on the far side, but action that the referees had to keep track of in front of the center circle. The one incident came from the far boards towards the visitor players bench. Again, these guys seem just super tired on their feet after 2 games in 24 hours. And you know what? We're going to let the referee sort this one out, and we'll see you in a minute. All right, we've got a major penalty on the board. And it looks like the player in question is going to get some medical attention, both now and during the intermission. Sort of an unnecessary major when you're up by 7, but 17 to 21-year-old males sometimes have a different point of view. Clock isn't running, so they'll blow the play dead. It still isn't starting. There it goes. Sylvan Lake all the time in the world. Underhand rolls just past the post. Second chance score. You just don't give up. Grady Johannesson, number 11, encouraging his teammates from behind the glass. He's the one that's got some ice on his neck and will definitely require some more attention from the trainers, as we're just 25 seconds away from the second intermission. Illegal face-off from Southern Alberta Chaos, giving Yetti another chance. 17 seconds on the clock. Now it's 11. 7 from the wing. Score! 4.5. 2 in a row. This one from Sigvardsson. Sylvan Lake versus Tabor. Calgary versus Lloyd in our 8 o'clock matchup. And the clock is going to roll. And that will complete the second quarter. 10-5, second period. 10-5 after 40 minutes. Break time. We'll see you in 10. Welcome back. 10-5 after 2 periods. Nobody ever wants the whole 10-minute intermission. Yetti got 3 in the period, including 2 of those 3 from Landon Sigvason. They lead by 5. As we'll have to reset the penalty time. And a mad dash for the face-off. Again, perfect camera angle for us here at CROW LAX. Thank you so much for watching. Again, the Tier 1 continues at the Jubilee Rec Center. Cameron Greeley not quite sure where it was. It was about an inch in front of his left leg. Fortunately, no one was allowed inside the zone to grab it. The circle with the white line is a well-preserved location. No one allowed in before a shot, that is for sure. Some of the circus act type of shots we see where guys are millimeters away from the line is spectacular to watch. Sweeping around. Missing left, going high, terrific read off the lights. Something like temporarily, and now permanently has the, no, temporarily again has absolute possession as the battle continues. You wouldn't know it was a 5-goal differential. The power play is over because 2 power play goals were scored. That is the lacrosse rule. That is not the hockey rule, so if you're wondering why, that's why. High bounce, quick feed. Again, just on the outside of that white line. And Shar was there. Crossing it through. A lot more wide open space all of a sudden. But now the hacking and whacking continue. Petronich was just looking for a stick. Now all the battling, the double teaming. Sylvan Lake player almost sent into the home bench. And the referee's arm goes up. Goalie will be pulled for a 6-on-5. Looking for a bouncing rebound, will not get it. Perhaps a miscommunication from the bench. And a roughing call for the double team into the bench. Or almost into the bench. Considering we're about 3 inches below where you would be on ice, that would have been an incredible scenario, but probably a more severe penalty. Another power play for the Yetti here. They got 2 on that major. Snap shot, nope. Off to the wing. No luck on the catch. For Sylvan Lake. They'll get a second chance, however. 2 on the shot clock, and now it's over. Couldn't quite communicate with Rurik Ankerstein. Monroe had the previous look. We're just wondering possibly if it was a shot clock misreset, but again, that's why the referee is the 4th official's in the box to make sure that the other officials who don't do this all day, every day, know what they're doing, especially at a tournament as important as this. To the far side, Stick goes flying, but Sylvan Lake maintains possession. .105 on the man advantage. 10-5 your score. The whole crew from CROW LAX here right now. Tier 1 at the Jubilee Rec Center. Tier 2 at the Brentwood Arena here in Calgary. Of course, Junior A Provincials going on as well. Oh boy, you could hear it from here, just the contact. And collecting the ball, our Sylvan Lake going left to right. Tosh Marshall finding it in the air. Crossing it through, baseline drive. And no luck for the Yetti on the inside angle. Stick on stick. Interception attempt deflected away. And again, giving Sylvan Lake absolute possession. Nice teammate work between two different Yetti players. Trying to maintain. Spinning through and scoring! Siobhan Monroe never gave up on it. And gets rewarded. That's the kind of effort it took to get 42 during the regular season. And again, that was built from two teammates setting a pick and roll type style to work off the lead defender in the neutral zone. Terrific battle, it'll roll. And Sylvan Lake has had a much better first half of the game than second half. But look at the tremendous battle right along the white line, and it's an over and back call, as unlucky as you can possibly get. But that's sort of what the chaos we're trying to force. Very smartly done by them. Chaos in no hurry at all. 15 minutes to go in a 4-goal game. It was as much as 7, and now it's back to 5. No, it's not. He was on the line. And some more conversation in front of the Sylvan Lake bench. That did not count, just microscopically on the line. Appeared to be Dash Robichaud. Little back and forth. Scooped away and stolen away before it even hit the ground. Quick sprint. Right to left. Braden Streifel, number 3. Violation. Quick possession change. We're 5-on-5, nobody in the box. To the far side. Quick stick. Second try. Both off the pads. Hansen trying to make it work. It won't work for him. But he did his job in forcing Sylvan Lake to travel 200 feet. Yetti's trying to cut it through. It's there. Trying to go 5-hole. And the effort 100% for Aiden Teamstra, 21. He'll draw the penalty. 13:39 remaining in period number 3. Cross-checking on the attempt is the call. 2 minutes is the time. Monroe unassisted, the only goal of the period so far. And Chaos want to bend but not break here. No one's guaranteed to be in the gold medal game as of yet. And goal differential could play a part if there's a three-way tie at 2-1 or a three-way tie at 1-2. Everybody plays everybody. Top two for the gold, top third and fourth for the bronze. We'll have them for you at 11-2 on Monday, the holiday Monday. To the outside. Austin Sheen trying to make something happen. He'll draw the penalty. Looks like Foley will go off for the back contact. And a shot clock violation all at the same time, which will stop the clock. 46 seconds was remaining on the chaos penalty. In a 4-goal ball game. Nice, terrific work. Excellent job from Devin Robichaud to outmaneuver his man and get open to receive and finish. Sort of working off a rolling screen. Again, you see the basketball influence. Outmaneuver your man, outrace him by a stride. Get yourself open, and then immediately release. It's 11-6 after that even strength goal. Sylvan Lake will play tomorrow in our early game against the Wranglers. Chaos will play Lloyd, division winner versus division winner, at 8 in our late game tomorrow night. Again, we'll just have to see how the scores sort themselves out. If the math works out, it could be an extremely interesting day tomorrow. Chaos's goal from Devin Robichaud. Over the top, looking for the corner of the nets, no luck. It's a loose ball, collected. It is a penalty kill for the Yetti. Tosh Marshall with ball possession. Neither team in any particular hurry. Letting the shot clock run down, trying to get a double screen. Wide shot did not work. Like the idea, though. Took a lot of time off the PK. 25 seconds remaining in it. Little kick out. Look at the traffic in front. He'll go off the side. The man advantage was definitely Dash Robichaud. He didn't have anybody surrounding him. Another hack to the elbow. He works his way off the man. Holy cow, what a sequence for Briar Silger. Going one end of the court to the other. Got a great look, but paid for it. However, he'll draw yet another penalty against this Southern Alberta Chaos team. People of all ages here tonight. Some people who will probably be attending the 2085 Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League playoffs, getting bounced on the knee of their moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas, having a really good time. Minute 30 to go on the PK against the home team, the Southern Alberta Chaos. We're halfway through the period. Nice little shake and bake. I love the deke attempts and how they try to fake out their opponents. Just the smallest adjustments can make the biggest differences, especially with how wide they can shoot off the edge of their stick. Ten on the shot clock for Sylvan Lake. Minutes to go on their power play. Snap shot. Trying to get a fresh 30, which they will. Kick out to the outside. Love those back passes. That one doesn't miss by much. If you hit contact by the goalie or the net, any of the red iron, you get a fresh 30 if you can get the next possession. That one off the netting onto the top of the boards and will be blown dead. Think about how many hockey pucks would leave the floor after before the netting was put up. How many lacrosse balls would leave the floor as well. Player down on the far side, right in front of the referee. He'll make that call, and it'll be a 6-on-4 advantage here for the Chaos. Make it 6-on-5. And now the call will be made. 8:19 remaining in the third period. Stick around, folks, for the Players of the Game award winners. One from both teams. And now our media timeouts. We'll see in about 60 seconds. They're back, and so are we. 8:17 remaining in period 3. Yetti trailing by 5. These diagonal passes off the padding. Devin Shar in the Sylvan Lake net. Cameron Greenlee in the Southern Alberta Chaos net. Trying to work his way around. Again, the double team on the offensive side and the defensive side, making lacrosse unique for sure. In hockey, you don't see the fifth man trying to knock it away as often as you do in this sport, just because it's absolute possession. Again, the defensive specialist doing all the right things. Elliot Weiss in the middle of it all. Fresh 30 for the shorthanded team. 7:30 on the big board. Again, shuck and jive. You never know. Bounce didn't quite work out. That one off the shoulder. Greenlee knew he stopped it. He just not sure what part of his body did it. How did that ball get to the other end of the floor that quick? Terrific work, Matisho. He had the final goal for the Chaos last night. Couldn't convert one-on-one. Inside 7 minutes in this 5-goal ball game. Drop pass doesn't quite work. 19 on the PK. Yetti will make a few changes. Pirouette and a goal. The spin move for Cale Street pays off. And again, the power play has been the strongest aspect of this Sylvan Lake team so far today. All the way around. Goes Keegan Landry. And again, Sylvan Lake's been terrific in the faceoff dot in the second and third periods. Perhaps one spin too many for Weiss as it'll roll out of his stick. Little right to left. Nobody's in the box after that latest power play goal for the Sylvan Lake Yetti team. 11-7's your score. Cale Street adds another to his total. Perhaps some goaltender interference. A moment ago, Shar wasn't too happy. Makes the save on the other end. Another collision in the midcourt. One pending penalty for Shore. Almost a defensive triple team for Sylvan Lake. But somehow the Chaos maintain possession, but drop a stick. These guys are going to sleep well tonight. And the play finally blown dead with about 5 minutes to go in the period. Silger will go off. He's not happy about it. And that's probably because Elgrit's going off too. Again, something you see maybe once a decade in hockey. We've seen twice in this game. A rough and a slash. Five versus three. Blocked in front. And a hugging, perhaps. That should be added to the rule book. Swimming his way through and suffering the consequences at the end was Gage Foley. He's been in the middle of a lot of things today, but managed to accelerate and get away from the defensive hold. Inside 5 minutes. And he will go off. I believe that was Devin Robichaud. Excuse me if I'm incorrect, but regardless, it is 5-on-4. And the official from the bench signaling that they're gonna need a moment or two here. inside 5 minutes. Don't forget, at 8 o'clock, in practically no time at all, this game will conclude, and our next one will warm up almost immediately. That is the Calgary Wranglers against the Lloydminster Extreme. Wranglers losing 11-8 last night. Lloydminster Extreme winning 11-7 last night. And that was a double minor on the hold call right to this near side boards. And everything will be sorted on the board here in just a moment. There we go. Now we got it right. And we're ready to go. Three seconds off the clock just to sort out what was happening. It's a 4-on-3. Again, plenty of space. And a good grab. Sure is not going to hold it. Greenlee, excuse me. Now to the other end. Waiting. Terrific work and another penalty. Again, the Yetti player is not happy about it. And again, the Chaos were able to plant a player right outside the white lines. And a 10. The later this game goes, the more interesting it seems to get. Rosentreader's done for the day. We'll have to see what Sylvan Lake's Yetti say about Grady Johannesson, number 11. The collision he took late in the second period. So we've seen two guys from the same team take penalties at nearly the same time, then a double minor from the opposite team, then another cross check. You can't be down 3 men, unlike in hockey, where the third penalty starts after the first penalty ends. So here it is a penalty shot. And again, we'll let the four referees sort this out. Nets in the proper location. 4:27 to go here. Austin Sheen, who else would you expect? Couple of moves. Fakes high, goes low. Says hi to some teammates on the other side of the bench. Of the glass, excuse me. Maybe his dad's out there too. And Sheen with a very nice power play goal. That was also a penalty shot goal. That means the penalty against Elgert ends and the 2 minutes on the next penalty starts. Yet he's still down a man here. Meanwhile, the double minor continues for the Chaos team out of Tabor. Chaos will take it away. Maxwell Lister. Another arm is up. Both coaching staffs shaking their heads. A lot of frustration here on the fan side of the building as well. The Chaos wanted their bench coach wanted their team to surrender possession as early as possible. And we're getting a little bit out of control here now. Slash and penalty shot. This is 4 penalties now in the last 31 seconds of playing time, if you can believe that, against this Yetti team. I'm sure the scorekeeper's pen is about to run out of ink. This has been a fun one. Another fake right, top left. As Robichaud basically did the opposite of what Sheen did. And I think Devin Shar would admit this has not been his best game of 2025. %110% efforts from every player in a uniform. There's been no doubt of that. But for players that haven't seen each other since May, the frustration continues. And now the clock continues. Taking the licking all the way through was Cale Street. Another arm is up. This time it's against the Chaos, and we may not see 5-on-5 again for the rest of the game. And another towel break. You want to jump on, Simon? Or? Only if you, I mean, you two are doing the game tonight. All right, let's keep this going. 3-on-3. All the bulbs on the scoreboard might be burnt out by the end of the weekend. Some bad blood between these two teams. And the referees aren't going to let anything go. The one thing with fan frustration, if you call it nothing, they get mad, but if you call everything, they get mad too. We're inside 3 minutes on a 6-goal game. I'll be fine. That one just avoids falling out of play. And flying out of play too. 3v3. Yetti will get another player back in about 6 seconds. Yes, they will. Just never sure. I've officiated a lot of rec hockey in this building, but I don't think I've seen the penalty scoreboard as busy as I have today. Although I saw a guy attack his own teammate in this building, which was a story all on its own. Snapshot, big chance on the rebound. That's a great catch and release. That's a lot of great work during practices and just repetition to be able to follow a white ball against these white boards and these white lights. And just narrowly miss again. Stretch pass will connect. The ball did not go in the net that time, however. Inside 90 seconds. Maybe we will get some 5-on-5 after all. Again, Chaos had a 6-2 lead after the first period and had basically 90% of possession, which didn't allow the Yetti to really get anything going. It's been 7-5 ever since. Nice little rush in. Keeper keeps the ball out. .24 seconds remaining on the clock. .14. And I think that might just finally be the end of all this. I don't know if they'll shake hands afterwards, but referees will be watching if they do. 13-7 is your final. Game 4 is at 8 o'clock. Player of the game award winners are up next.